Do you believe in magic? In a young Bran's heart? Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Brian, and I like Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I quit, and I also despise Hallmark Christmas movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Oh, boy.
I love our intro, but first of all,
Thank goodness someone
somebody
does.
you, me, Rig,
Trace. Brian on some vocals
I'm
there.
in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Deep in there.
My wife was listening, and she hadn't heard the new intro yet. And she said,
Oh,
Pick it
boy.
up to you. Pick it up to you, Caleb.
she said, I love the new intro. It's so fun that you got Alonzo and Jax to join you for it. And I think she thought that Rig and Trace were Alonzo and Jax. And now that I hear it, sure.
Sure, you
Sure.
think Jax could pull off the Trace voice.
Yeah.
Alonzo
And I
the
think
Rig
Alonzo
voice.
could pull out the Rig voice.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Somebody in Alonzo's life could pull off the Rig voice.
You think Dave White could do it?
He might have
Rig's up here like this. Alonzo Duraldi and Dave White,
Yeah.
the Linoleum Life podcast.
That's right.
A podcast of the cinema.
The cinema.
See, they're different.
Look, they are. They're different.
They're different.
but also sort of the same.
Yeah. It's about
Guys, another week is here. It's a Tuesday. We got 4 straight Hallmark Christmas movies to cover. Very excited to dive into
You don't
it.
sound excited, Brandon. I'm going to be honest with you.
Are you holding back to
You were
save
like
your energy?
very excited to dive into it. You look like
Do you
you're
wanna-
dead in your eyes.
Do you want to do it?
You wanna do
this-
what?
Do you want to do this intro?
The intro to Magical Christmas Village.
Just kind of set up the week a little bit. Since you don't think I'm not up to snuff today, why don't you set the people up?
Set the people up.
Yeah, for kind of what to expect this week and what we got going on. Kind of some things you want to talk about.
It's Tuesday.
You know how we talk about how excited we are, like.
We've had a lot of people join Rainbow Jam Plus.
Yeah, that's
I will
been
say
very
that.
exciting.
RainbowJamPlus.com, the
yeah.
Double Decker group, Facebook group, that's the place to be.
Right.
You can comment live like people are doing right now. That's
Great.
because of Brian's newsletter, I think. Brian writes that
100%.
newsletter.
Oh my gosh,
It's fantastic.
fantastic.
People are reviewing the book,
Yes.
which is wonderful. When's it
Huge.
going to be Christmas again?
We love that.
Go get a copy for your kiddos or your friends that have kiddos or just for you. And we love the Amazon reviews. That's really nice.
We do love the
We also
Amazon
wrote a book
reviews.
last year called I'll Be Home for Christmas Movies.
Yep,
you can
that's
check that
out.
out. Wherever
That's
you
out.
Buy books.
It's at the Barnes and Noble. Saw
We're
it.
hitting our stride right now.
We're
Brandon.
hitting our stride. That's exactly right. And we're hitting our stride with Philo as well because it's awesome to watch all the movies right there. The one-click DVR.
The
we
one-click
love it.
ad skip.
And apparently Yellowstone is getting ready to start
right.
up again.
That's right.
And
This
you can
Sunday.
and you can watch that on the Philo as well.
I love the Yellowstone.
Which is,
Oh, yeah.
I know you're
Seen
very
every
excited.
episode.
It really gets to you.
That's not a joke. I've seen every episode.
I saw a banner. I got an ad.
Yeah.
Banner ad?
On a website, and I was like, "Oh, Yellowstone's coming back."
That's right.
And then I was like, "Oh, that's exciting," because
Ads work.
I know our guys over at Philo got the Yellowstone. It's very popular on the Philo.
It's the #1 show in America.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy because I saw a trailer for it and I almost fell asleep. So
It's tough. We don't have exciting magical Christmas villages in Yellowstone, at least not yet.
do you know what is like a magical Christmas village though right now, or it's getting ready to be?
What's that?
Downtown, yeah, that Greenville. The ice skating rink is getting ready to pop
Where
up.
are they putting it?
You know what? It does look.
You better start with I was wrong.
I was wrong.
Okay, all right, good.
Because I was literally down there 2 weeks ago, and they were doing literal construction. It's not we're getting ready to put up a thing. There was a fence. The dirt and pipes were popping out.
But I told you I watched them looking like they were getting ready to put it up. You're like, no, it's not going there.
Well, in my defense, can I speak to my defense?
Please speak to your defense.
Defendant wishes to speak to his defense.
There was a fence. Okay. So there was still a little part of the green, but not the full part of the green in front of, what is that, the Hyatt, Marriott, whatever?
Yes.
Down there.
Weston, all of them. Larkins, all of it.
All of it's right there. And there's a grassy area where Ice on Main is usually at here in the other Greenville. And they had a fenced off, and they said new restaurant coming in that building right there. And they were doing a bunch of construction, and they had dirt, and it looked like they were running like new water lines or something. And I was like, well, hey, that's too bad. I guess they're going to figure out somewhere else to put the Ice on Main this year.
You know what? They got it done in time for Ice on Main.
Great.
Most important.
As long as you have your priorities straight.
Ice on Main.
I think Ice on Main and Yellowstone are premiering on the same day.
Wow. What
that's
a
a tough
Sunday.
one.
What a Sunday. You skate around and that Greenville on Main Street, and you go home and watch a little Kevin Costner kicking butt and taking names and trying to hold on to the patriarchy.
On the Philo, yeah. What if both of those things? What if we were streaming Philo on a big screen down on Ice on Main watching Yellowstone? Dare to dream, everybody. Speaking of daring to dream, a magical Christmas village. You did a good job, Dan, overall.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You did a good job overall.
I was ready. We practiced in show prep. I was going to get mad at you, and then you were going to blah, blah, blah. So
Follow the script.
We're silly.
We're so silly.
We're silly.
Yeah, I got the clip.
Oh, no.
Hey,
you know what would be a good idea?
What?
What if I just got angry at you for not having enough energy?
I don't hate that idea, but I love that idea.
Hey, you guys get lunch today, or?
Hey, Brian, shut
Oh,
up.
shut up, man. We'll
We
tell
don't
you
say
when
that.
it's time to
We
come
don't
on and
say
speak.
shut up here.
Sorry, hard S's just being dropped left and right.
Speaking
Tracy
of,
shouldn't have played that.
She shouldn't have.
speaking of hard S's, I don't know.
Somebody's going to say that I'm bullying you. They're not going to know it's not a real clip. Somehow somebody's going to think that's a real audio clip of me really telling Brian to shut up.
Well, it
What
was.
day is it today? Yeah.
Oh,
well, yeah.
dude, we have something else we got to do.
It was.
Somebody sent us an email, and it blew my ever-loving mind. Like, seriously blew my mind.
The Undertaker?
It is
He heard Monday's
You
episode.
heard it?
It has nothing
He heard
to do with
yesterday's
The Undertaker.
episode,
gotta
and he
be
said,
wrestling related."
Thank you for shouting me out consistently."
Yeah, it wasn't
Over
that.
and over.
It wasn't that at all.
This can't be good, then.
is, wait for it. I got to find it on here. It's somewhere.
This is
on here.
so awesome, dude. I loved so much that you
What is
stopped
some of
the
the-
show.
What is-
not in
dude,
show prep.
It's crazy, and I can't think of the movie now. It's all leaving my head right
Probably
now.
in the email.
Would it be possible for me to do the synopsis and we
Sure,
could do this
go
on the
for
other
it.
side of the
Go
break?
for it. Go for it.
Instead of
Stick around,
halting the
everybody.
show?
I got it.
All right.
Christmas bedtime stories.
Great.
You ready?
I'm ready.
He comes back at the end of the movie. We're upset. Everybody's upset. Movie sucks. It's terrible. Blah, blah, blah. He's standing there. Nobody cares. Nobody blinks an eye. Nobody even cares.
He's a ghost. He's
dead.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, this is her, all of the things, the whole movie that are coincidences are her manifesting
He's
that.
going through like a
Man.
nervous
The
breakdown.
whole time.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that's why nobody sees him.
I just got chills.
Dude,
that
but
worked.
it's now the best movie of all time.
That works.
The problem with it, though, is the daughter does see him. Unless she's manifesting her daughter.
Yeah. But
It's all in her mind, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe
this
the
whole
wife-
thing is a whole thing that
Wow.
never happened.
Who sent that?
I can't find it.
Okay, that's fine.
But someone was on top
John
of it.
Do-Gooder sent
Yeah,
that one.
John Do-Gooder.
Thank you.
How
John.
about you
Do-gooder.com.
look up John
Oh, I
Do-Gooder's?
got it. Kimberly Marsh. Kimberly
Oh,
Marsh sent
Kimberly. Smart.
Found that one down in the marsh, huh?
it. Okay.
Sorry, Kimberly. A Magical Christmas Village is what we're talking about. It originally aired on November 4th, 2022. Can you please, for the love of all things good and holy this time of year, namely the Lord and Savior, be quiet? I won't say hard S, but I'm tempted to.
I won't say hard
worse.
S.
And it went a little something like this. The movie kicks up. You got any November-themed specialty drinks, Rick?
So many.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I do. I got a bunch.
Like
It's
what?
already halfway over.
What are they called?
There's so many. Noggy Fresh.
Noggy Fresh.
Yeah. It's Dougie Fresh is a regular at our bar, and so we made a drink called the Noggy Fresh.
Dougie Fresh from Fresh Prince?
No, that's Jazzy Jazz.
Okay.
You dummy.
Does he run into Sinbad ever?
Dougie Fresh. Sinbad is an actual, if he ever came by. You'd be the first.
Who's
to know.
Dougie Fresh?
Who's Dougie Fresh? He's a rapper. Look him up.
Dougie Doug.
Not Dougie
Cool
Doug.
Runnings.
No, that's
Okay.
Dougie Doug. Different Dougie. Dougie Fresh. Noggy
It's Doug
Fresh.
E. Fresh.
Noggy
right?
So
Fresh is like
letter E.
a cool lime-infused spritzer.
Yep.
I lied. I don't have time for this. The movie kicks off with a montage of a Christmas village. Is it a magical one? Verdict's still out. I'll get back to you shortly.
There's eggnog.
We meet Summer, who works for, I don't know. She works for herself. She works for the government. She works for a little of both. I don't know. She is in charge of redoing this.
You
Spritz
swirl
or
that
infused?
eggnog. You swirl it right into the spritzer. It's the best of both worlds. It's a Noggy Fresh.
Is that the tagline?
It is now.
It's the best of both worlds. It's the Noggy Fresh.
Hope there's a machine.
Say hi to Dougie Fresh for me, by the way. So
Hi
tell
to
him.
yourself.
Tell
We'll
yeah.
see you down there later.
All right. They bought an old like town staple. It was a big deal, and her thing is getting these old town buildings that are beloved and redoing it and making them into things. So that's what she's going to be doing here.
Many things.
She's going to be making this into a thing. She goes to her mom's house and she is shocked to find out that her mom has sold her house for peanuts. Anybody got a peanut? She's not happy about it, but she offers for her to stay at her house with her and her daughter until she figures out what's next for her. So she moves in and immediately she sets up her Christmas village. Again, the magicalness of this village is currently up in the air for me. But she does tell her daughter, the daughter, not her daughter, she tells her granddaughter, Chloe, that she believes that the village is magic. Again, verdict still out. Summer is at work one day and a guy named Ryan comes in. He is running a toy drive this year and immediately asks her out on a date. She immediately says yes. Things are happening. It's the night of the date, and Chloe is messing with the Christmas village and puts a guy and a girl in the gazebo with the candlestick. And what's fun, she walks away and the light comes on. They go on the date, and they end up at the gazebo looking very much like what happened there with the Christmas village. I'm beginning to come around to the idea that this might be a Christmas magical village. Chloe starts, it says that it would be very, here we go. Chloe starts.
And you said you didn't have time for us. You don't even know what you're reading.
Get him in
So Chloe starts to be very interested in the village when she sees it lighting up. How those batteries? Where are the batteries? She starts making these figures ice skating, and then Ryan and what's her name go ice skating, and Summer, and they go skating and they have a lot of fun. Summer finds some bills of her mom's, and she realizes that her mom owes a Dumbtron amount of money, which explains why
$1,750.
she basically gave her house away. Ryan asks Chloe out on another date. She goes to talk to her mom about the money stuff. It does not go well. Her mom leaves. She goes on a date with Ryan and basically unloads all that information on him. And he's like, no problem. Thank you for sharing. Also, I got a job offer in California. Her and her mom make up, and she tells her that you don't have to worry about me. The universe is going to figure this all out. She is sad about Ryan moving, but what can you do? It's the day of the big toy drive. And her mom comes to tell her that she found a mystery pension. She didn't know where it came from, doesn't know what's going on, but she found this pension.
Live.
Very good.
So good.
And she bought her dream house. And she's like, you just gotta trust the universe. So she's like, you know what? I'm going to do it. The universe brought Ryan in my life. I'm not going to let him go this easy. So he's like in a costume, giving out toys to kids. So she puts on a costume, joins him on stage, takes all the attention away from the children, and tells him how she feels and how she doesn't want him to move to California. And he says, well, I got good news, baby girl. I am not moving to California. I am staying. And they kiss in front of all the children, and the children cheer. They go back to their place, and just before they walk in, Chloe's over there making it snow over top of the magical Christmas village. They get home, they go out on the porch, and they see the first snow of the Christmas season, and they kiss. And that, my friends, was a magical Christmas village. We did it, everybody. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back. We're going to break this movie down with 4 segments. I take the Hallmark. I don't know. I don't know.
Probably don't do that.
So who's Dougie Fresh more like? Is he more like Jazzy Jeff, or is he more like Dougie Doug?
More like Jazzy Jeff.
Okay.
He's the human beatbox. Do you really not know who Dougie Fresh is?
I don't know what that means. He's the human beatbox.
That's what they called him. He could make all these different sounds.
Oh, really?
You know who Dougie Fresh is.
Show me a picture. I don't know if I do. This is what we have.
This is unbelievable. You should be fired.
Does he live in Greenville? Rick?
No, he doesn't live in Greenville.
Why is he always at
He
Fitzy's?
flies in for the Fitzy's Nugget Fresh. How many times I got to tell you?
It's only seasonally, though, so.
I don't recognize that very handsome individual.
Wow.
He is striking. He looks fantastic.
He looks young.
Man.
But no, I don't know him. It is time to break this movie down with 4 segments. We're going to start with a hot take, and I'm going to start with a guy who I wouldn't say is the hottest taker, but he is creeping his way up on the rankings. Right now, he's right below Ghost Head, but right above Genie Bop.
He's below Ghost Head, above Genie Bop.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
I feel good about that.
Because Genie Bop, like...
Genie Bop can slay.
Yeah.
Legendary stuff.
So let's see what you got. Don't let Genie Bop gain any ground here.
Thank you. I won't. Yeah, I got to hold Genie Bob down.
Right.
I knew you get a step on Genie Bob's head. So this
Okay,
one...
you don't need to make
minute.
it.
Wait a minute.
Make it
Just
violent.
step right on this.
This is a hot take.
Now I feel bad.
This is a fair
It
game.
was just so. I mean, you're probably going to drop below.
Do you lose
Genie
points for
Yes,
that
you lose
kind of
Bop.
points.
Of course, you lose points.
All right,
Brian.
in that case, I'm going to both feet on Genie Bob's head.
Wow.
I'm already going down. I mean, what's
Wow.
let's just keep it going.
Have some decorum.
It's unbelievable.
No hard S, though. I don't know if you noticed. There was no hard S in that. So
Congrats.
Save that for the clips.
That's right. So this flick here, the title sequence of this one got me really pumped up. See, as they walk through the magical village, so the whole opening sequence, that got me into it. I feel like there was a really good song too playing.
Sure.
You know, that was I was totally in on that. The ending sequence of the movie where they go back to the village, I was also really pumped up about. But everything in between, I was not as high up on. It was just okay for me overall. I was more in on Summer and Ryan talking schematics and structural foundations and
Yeah.
things like that I was on the relationship.
Yeah.
They seem to have some more chemistry in the work venue than in.
But
a
sometimes that's
relationship.
what you need to start
There.
with.
All right, so maybe we're just at the very beginning. I mean, obviously the very beginning, but I think maybe they moved them along too fast and they needed to take it a little slower and work on another project to
Okay,
build up the
fine.
relationship.
Sound advice.
And so there was just a lot going on in the story for me, and I
I
felt
mean, there was a lot going
was
on
like-
in the story.
there was like the mother and the son, and
Like the mother.
the mother and and Ryan, and
Maybe
you got the
even.
maybe even.
What do you mean there's a lot going on?
So you have she's working on a
Brian,
project.
can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm really with you on
Yeah.
your hot take.
Starting?
I'm starting to wobble
Loose?
a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
on there's a lot
I'll
going
get
on.
there.
Can I be
All right,
honest? Okay.
Here's what there was stuff going on. The sister was involved, the mother, Ryan, the daughter, all that. She's got projects. But what you didn't get, you got all these things with the village happening.
I want to be with you, buddy.
I'm going to get you back.
going.
I'm going to make
I'm
it up
gonna
to you.
make
Make it up to you.
What you didn't get, what I was longing for, I realized about halfway through was like history and flashbacks of this village. Like, how did this village accumulate over time? What are the other stories with this village? No, I mean, you could have done. I felt like I was missing so
There's
much.
too much going on, but what
mean,
I
no,
wish
no.
there was more backstory
on
to
the
the
magical
village.
Christmas
Shove that
village.
stuff to the side. Like, stop it with the natural remedies and stop
Yeah.
it with the construction
Yeah.
stuff. Like, less of that, more of magic happening with the village storyline. I feel like magic was like fifth on the call sheet.
Yes,
I didn't
in street.
I didn't
Call
know-
street. Look, on Call Street,
They
yep.
took a right. They should have taken a
Left
left.
on Call Street. That's right.
Not
Yeah.
enough. It wasn't as magical as I was hoping for.
I am looking forward. That's fair. I am looking forward to Brand and his fledgling attempt to defend this movie.
I don't need to flagell anything, first of all.
Let's get started.
I know what that word
I don't need to flagell anything.
You have to flagellate.
I adored this movie. I don't know what you guys are talking about. There is a village where...
Boo!
Can you...
Boo!
Can you please simmer down?
You
Simmer.
almost hard ass.
I know. I know. You know I don't like that.
From a big ass.
Yeah.
You got a village
Yeah.
where you can tinker around and it does stuff.
Tinker gonna tink.
I don't really know how you can see that and not be like, yeah, that's it. You guys know I love Luke McFarlane. You know I love Allison Sweeney. I thought that the girl, Chloe, did a fantastic job in this movie. I really liked her. The one thing I will say, like, the whole storyline with the mom didn't do a ton for me. Like I don't want any more backstory on the Magical Christmas Village. I'm fine with the mystery of that.
Sure.
I would have preferred more time with like Ryan and Summer, like doing that, or more time with her and her daughter, or something. I don't know, something like the mom not having money and then suddenly finding a pension, like that. Whatever for me. But I like this movie and I like magic, and I'm not sorry. And I hope that whatever Dan is about to put out into the universe doesn't like come back to haunt us. I don't want that. So just I'm saying, Lord be kind. Dan?
Thank you, Bran. I hate it. This movie, what they did was they said, hey, we got a lot of Christmas magic this year. Christmas magic and Hallmark movies is back, baby. We're going to do it, and we're going to do a lot of it. What if we take this little side project and we make a boring Christmas magic movie? Mm-hmm. That's impressive. This is the most boring version of Christmas magic I've ever seen. I've seen some bad Christmas magic movies. I can't imagine any of them being more boring than this one. I just can't tell you how little I cared about the Christmas magic in this movie. Allison Sweeney and Luke McFarlane are both wonderful individuals. Didn't feel like they had a lot going on here. Marlo Thomas is moving great for 85 years old. She's moving. She's hadn't lost a step. Yep. But the rest of this thing is just a dumpster fire. It is like, it is.
The daughter was good.
Sure. Yeah. She's fine, I guess. I just don't know how you have a movie with a magical Christmas village that is this boring. Maybe it's because we spend 5 scenes talking about how things are held in place structurally. Maybe that's a start.
Though. That's important.
5 scenes is maybe too many. Like, oh, we put some extra joists on the side of this to really get him up to. That's not good. That's not good. There wasn't too much going on in this movie, but the rest of it can kick it right up the road. It's bad. One of the worst of the year. Sorry, not sorry.
What do you mean one of the worst of the years? One of the worst Christmas movies of the years?
One of the worst Christmas movies of the year. I would say that My Grown Up Christmas List and Christmas Bedtime Stories are both worse than this.
Okay.
I would probably have it third worst Christmas movie, though.
Okay. I can understand you not liking this movie, but to say that it is down there at the bottom of the heap for this year would be...
how many movies we think?
An offensive stance even for you.
All right. If we've seen 50 movies this year, which I think is probably about right, would you say 50 movies?
Yeah, sure.
I would say it's in the bottom 10.
Dan, you're mistaken. You'll go back into your lab and you'll come back and you'll be like, you know what, I was wrong about that.
No, I would say it's probably like
if we did a ranking
40th?
episode right now with the tiers, it would be in the middle.
No, Bran, absolutely not.
Yeah.
There is one Wedding Veil movie I like more than this movie.
That's fine.
Okay? Just want to make it clear.
Big whoop.
Do you have some blackmail that would ensure that this would be in the middle of the pack or something?
No way. There's no world where this is in the middle of the pack. No world.
Yeah.
No.
Dan, you just quit being a stinker. You're being a stinker.
I'm not being a stinker.
You don't like Christmas magic. You've made it perfectly
That's not
clear.
true. Christmas magic. The Ghost of Christmas Always. I love the movie.
That's not magic.
That's not
That's
magic.
Supernatural. There's a difference.
Okay.
There's a difference.
All right. Well, in that case, what are the other movies that constitute Christmas magic to you?
Kismet
King
Christmas.
Magic. Yeah, that's third on my list or fourth on my list. It was one of the better ones of the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you didn't like it.
Well, I've only liked one movie, Brian.
Point made. Let's get to all the feels. Brian, anything give you all those feels in this one?
Yeah, I got a couple.
All right.
So there was she kept putting quotes on the fridge.
Yeah.
So one of them was, everything you can imagine is real. And that one struck me because every day I'm around you two guys who kind of live that mantra.
Oh my gosh, this is kind.
And so I was like, hey, that hits.
Wow.
That hits right. Because you guys are just, you come up, anything you can imagine, it's real until it's not, and it can't be. And so I really like that quote.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, guys.
And you probably wonder how it happened. Like you sit around here regularly going, how? How is this still working?
Yeah. Structurally, yes. Good question.
Yeah. We did add some joists, and we'll talk about that later in the Wait What section.
Yeah.
That actually, I think, would help with the,
probably would.
It wouldn't hurt.
flooding.
It wouldn't hurt. The only other thing was, after this movie, I was really longing for some more Christmas Village scenes, and so I went to our double-decker group. Michael,
Buddy, can I say this really quick? And yes, I know what you're going to do. And shout out to Boston Mike. I wonder. Continue. Sorry.
Boston Mike, as we like to call him, he put up a video in our group of his magical Christmas village and some other scenes around South Carolina. And so after this movie, I watched that video, and it felt really good. It felt like a continuation of all the great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
There's literally 5 minutes that sandwich either side of this movie that is just shots of Christmas.
Yes.
They had enough time.
It wasn't enough.
For 10 minutes
wanted
of
more.
B-roll.
I wanted a little bit more village, so I got it.
I don't disagree with you. I can never always use more village, and the village is mine. I've always wanted to, one, M. Night Shyamalan's village always gives me feels, but 2, I've always wanted my own Christmas village, but I always like go to the store and I look at it and like one piece is $25 and I quickly do the math and I'm like, so, but I love looking at them, and so that makes me really happy to see somebody else's village. And also, again, M. Night Shyamalan's village is fantastic. If there was a way to make a Christmas village that also looked like M. Night Shyamalan's village, that would be what I can only imagine heaven is like. Dan?
There was a great scene when the credits rolled in this movie. It may have been a preview for the next one. I'm not sure, but maybe in there somewhere.
That was it.
Emily just said Brian's dream Hallmark movie is a documentary, which is
right.
more than fair.
Yeah.
More than
After
fair.
these
May
movies,
interest
I
you in
go-
Christmas in Montana.
Not enough just walking.
Yeah, just facts.
Not enough Montana for me.
Just discussion about things.
Let's take one more quick break. We'll come back and we'll do the wait, what, and the what the Hallmark plus double decker of the week. Panda's in the house.
Wow.
Panda's in the house.
Panda's in the house right now. He just walked in. Hey, buddy.
Oh, how you doing there?
Don't fall.
Watch your step.
We're gonna be right
Share
back.
that up over
Here on
there.
Deck the Hallmark on WTZR Canada.
Diving leg drop.
Dry. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about.
Wait, what did you say? What did you say?
Diving leg drop?
Diving leg drop.
Somebody mentioned like a wrestling theme, so
I said life alert. That's what I got.
Are you thinking about? Are you thinking about the Undertaker?
I
You
must
think
have
about Undertaker going old school when he gets up on the rope and he
get up there and just kick that leg
Going
right
old
out
school.
there.
Yeah.
I must have.
It actually isn't a leg. That's more of an arm maneuver.
The
but
flying leg drop was a Hollywood Hulk Hogan move, if I'm not mistaken.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
That's right.
I don't know if we are going to be able to beat the wrestling talk from the past 2 days. We'll see what happens
will see.
tomorrow. Guys,
planned
Wait What is where we talk about what in this movie made us go. You guessed it, everybody. Huh? No way. Brian, what you got in this one, huh?
Sure. Early on in this movie, the grandmother, Marlo, there says, it doesn't matter where the people go, to the daughter. Because she asked, where do I put the people? And she said, it doesn't matter where the people go. And then
Except it 100%
except
does.
The whole movie was based on where
Yeah.
the people went. And so I was like, you know? Wait, what? So that just orchestrated the entire movie. I was concerned about the seeming monopoly that the one real estate company has on all the houses for sale. That town seems ripe for disruption there. If you got a real estate
You mean
company.
corruption?
Both.
You said
Both.
ripe for disruption.
That's right. To disrupt that real estate having a monopoly. So you move in there, you disrupt the industry.
You disrupt the industry.
and it's corrupt, obviously.
And it's corrupt.
There's
Yes. Okay.
corruption.
Got it. Ripe for disruption and corruption.
And we
Got
had the one line that I got a good laugh out of, and I didn't realize it was a real thing until you straightened me out, Dan, where the grandmother says, "Hallelujah! It finally must be snowing because that's the biggest snow job I've heard in years."
I don't like it.
Hey, they said it on Hallmark, which I was like, okay, it must be fine. And then you told a great story.
I've never heard the term snow job
No,
before.
that
but
was a different use.
Snowing, like pulling the wool over someone's eyes, I've heard that. I had a terrible boss who used it in a meeting and like talking to somebody like, "You're not going to snow me. I'm a snowman." And I was like, "What is this guy talking about?" And looked it up, and it was a real term. There you go.
That is great.
Yeah.
So that was a wait what, and so I'm glad you could share that.
Is that it?
That'll be it.
So she walks in. They're doing renovations to this thing, and then she walks in, and there's not like a ton done. There is a Christmas tree up, beautifully decorated, and it's in the middle of the room. And she says, "Can we move the Christmas tree to the corner?" Yeah, I think that we should do that. As a matter of fact,
Probably how you would start. Yeah.
yeah. Whose decision was it to say, I know that we're still doing stuff, but pronto, Christmas tree up, and right there in the middle of this building is essential. He invites her to dinner, and he says, do you want to go to Lucille's? And she says, I think you mean... what is it?
DeLuca's.
DeLuca's.
Yeah, Lucille's. He says Lucille's.
Lucille's.
And she says, I think you mean DeLuca's.
And I don't know. I mean, they both do have letters.
L-U-C.
Yeah.
in them.
So, close.
You want to go to Waffle House? I think you mean IHOP.
I think you mean IHOP. I think you mean IHOP.
Nope.
So one of the quotes is... the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
Yes.
And what? Hold on.
Off on your warm milk.
The girl clearly knows that it's Buddy the Elf. The two adults in the room seem to be like, Buddy the Elf? Oh, yeah, I would have guessed that. As if they've never seen or even heard of the cultural phenomenon that is Elf. And I don't want to live in a world where there's a single person that doesn't at least know who Buddy the Elf is, and doesn't at least want to say, I don't want to believe that exists. I don't want to believe it exists. Dan, you told me we have a mutual friend
That's right.
that refuses to watch it.
That's right.
What?
Yeah. He's 47 or 8. I said he's
Don't watch
47,
it?
8. He's not a Will Ferrell fan.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't want to watch Will Ferrell movies.
John
To the
Favreau?
people out there, is there anybody listening right
Yeah.
now?
I'm not saying I agree. Elf is
yeah.
what I think to be probably my favorite Christmas movie
How
because
do you avoid that? It's on.
he doesn't ever. Yeah,
on
and I
TV?
think the older, like, sooner or later, Elf will be.
I feel like people in their 40s don't like
people in their 40s are not old. I'm going
It's
to
a
be 40 in
cl-
like 8 months, okay? All I'm saying is that this dude.
Nicole's never seen Elf.
See?
Nicole,
Get
what
out
are
of our
you
group
doing
right now.
to the people
It's
out
not,
there?
I'm telling you, it's more common than you think.
I don't think it's that
but
common at all.
why?
Yeah, that's crazy.
At one point, he goes up to her and her sister, Summer and her sister. He hands Summer's sister his business card. And then what he does to Summer is pat her shoulder.
Yeah.
And there was nothing wrong with the scene other than it made me uncomfortable. So I just wanted to put it out on the
That was
record.
a weird bit.
Didn't like the shoulder rub. And it wasn't a shoulder touch. It was a full
Yeah, you
rub.
reach- yeah.
And I didn't like that. I just, again, nothing wrong filmmaking wise. Just
It's weird.
made me icky. Last but not least, they're getting ready to open up the place, and they turn the music on, and she is looking at the guy that she's been doing this project with, and she's like, "Do you think the music's a little loud?" And he says, "Why don't you go to the corner and find out?" And is that how we decide whether or not the volume's at a good level?
We need to go to the corner to listen.
Inside
That's
of
the key.
an establishment that people are going to be walking.
Imagine the shy introvert in the corner, and think of how they would feel.
Because we all know extroverts are going to sit right in the middle, and they're going to love the volume.
Extra the Christmas tree.
So as long as it's good in the corner, it's going to be good here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that sides adds up, but just a shout out. Dan?
Yeah. Luke McFarlane studied exactly one piece of architecture, and that is the things that reinforce things. Because every time he talks about architecture, he's like, I put these things on the side to reinforce it. and it sounds great the first time. And about the fourth or fifth time, you're like, I know there are other things in architecture that aren't this thing, but they're not saying them. And that becomes a little bit of a running theme of the movie. But to be fair, he does show up from out of town, walk into a renovation project that has not started yet and says, you've done really great work here. She's not done anything yet. Like it's still like all to be done. I don't know how we get there. I guess we need to take another trip back to the fire hazard rail ice skating rink. We tend to go to those from time to time. This one has no wall around it. So if you're like a beginner ice skater or a child, for instance, and you reach to grab something, you'll be more likely to grab an extension cord or an outlet than you would be to grab a wall. There's also that fake snow in there. So if your skates get on that, real easy to shift gears there.
The ice was also very blue in this.
Very
movie.
blue.
Yeah.
Just fake level of blue. Very confused at how Grandma lost a pension.
It's a big one.
I know that the premise of this movie is just put it out in the universe, which it's weird she wouldn't have put that out in the universe when, her husband died, whenever that was. But
you got to wait a few years before you start.
How long? And that may be a little what the Hallmark, but good news, this pension, I'm pretty sure those would expire at some point or something.
Just roll it into the general fund at some
to the
point.
general fund. My favorite Marlo Thomas one, though, is Marlo Thomas has taken a job working with kids or something. She's reading a children's book to children, and she is keeping the pictures faced toward her.
Yep.
She's not showing these children. I don't know if you know this about kids. If the book has pictures in them, they love to see the pictures. That's kind of like 101, like reading to children 101. She's not turning it. She's just keeping it like she's reading a book and they're eavesdropping.
She wasn't a great mother, so
yeah,
I think that...
not great all the way around from her. And I do love the fact that we see 3 or 4 bills that are piling up that each of them are worth $1,700 each. And I'm not here to say that that's not a lot of money, but we're not snowed under in debt at $5,000. That is not, I'm just, no. I'm sorry.
No snow job here.
No, not here. That's all I got.
It's time for What the Hallmark Spark Show. We wonder what could have been. Maybe having some clear questions we still have. Brian, what are you still wondering about, buddy?
So the grandmother, lost or gave away her house to somebody, right? Charity. But did she actually give it away or did she lose it?
It's foggy. It's foggy.
Yeah.
She does seem to imply that however she did it, it was to help with taxes. So
yeah.
Big tax
Didn't
benefit
make
for
any
donating
sense.
your house. But I'm not sure that she did, and it just wasn't taken away from her.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a passing I got 2 real quick. There's a passing comment that grandma doesn't believe in text, and that's fine. That's fine that you don't use text, but I do want to know she is someone who's very in tune with the universe and whatnot. Is that an actual belief of hers that she doesn't she believes text messaging is actually bad for you? Or does she just not do
They're
texts?
like microwaves.
I just want to know how seriously I should take that line. Last but not least, we did mention the bills. We paused it on one of the bills.
Yeah, we did.
And I want to break down this bill. That is, there's 2 things on it. One is for illustration.
Yep.
And the other one is also for illustration. But this illustration is times 5. What is she getting illustrated? And why did she get 5 of one illustration? These are my questions.
5 for 1.
It's a 5 for 1. I don't know.
Man.
But maybe we'll put that in the newsletter if you want that screen grab.
Love it.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
a good
ooh,
idea.
Yeah.
We should throw that
You
in the
did a great
newsletter.
job on this past week's newsletter, putting
thanks.
in a something we mentioned that I totally forgot about. So
Yeah.
congratulations
Thank
to you.
you.
Let's see if you do it this
That's
week.
my job, not to
But yes, the illustrations. Also more illustrations, but 5 of those, please. Also, I don't have the money to pay for it. Just throw it on my credit.
Yeah.
Credit card.
I'll
You
get
got
you.
it.
I'll catch you on the flip on the money.
Make it up to you.
Nothing we can do.
What is she using these illustrations for? Credit card? No problem.
You got it. I just want to know about DeLuca's, the restaurant. It's a nice enough place that has tablecloth, wine glasses on the table, but nobody needs a reservation. You just roll in there whenever you want. The next night you can go in. Are they making it? How are they doing? That's my question. I want to know more about DeLuca's.
To that point, when he calls her to ask her out again, he says, "Do you want to go to DeLuca's again?" And she says, "Sure, that's fine." But then she's like, "Actually, how about you just surprise me?" I want to I'm foggy on if this town just has DeLuca's.
Loose
or
heels.
if there is a, or is it
Yeah,
loose
well, it'd be a baller move for him to be like, surprise, DeLucas again.
to Lucas again? I know you said to surprise me. I bet
did.
you. I bet you
you're
didn't expect
surprised.
it.
That's right. You didn't see it coming.
Exactly right. We did, everybody. Congratulations. One down this week. 3 more to go.
Hey.
Plus a lifetime on Saturday. Wow, what a week we have. But it wouldn't be a day of the week.
What?
What
We
it
got
would be.
we got a double decker of the week, everybody.
Double decker of the week.
Oh, thanks, guys.
gosh.
Panda, you're here again. Good day to you.
I'm just kind of showing up.
Big Thanksgiving plans?
Oh man, the biggest.
Yeah. Good. In 2 weeks
turkeys,
it'll happen. Yeah, for sure.
More stuffing than you can count.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't even begin to count.
Are we recording, Bran?
Yes, we are.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Panda.
Well, I'm not
do we have?
talking about counting stuffing. Dan.
I was letting him
You
finish
count
his-
one stuffing.
One.
This week in the Double Decker of the
One
Week, if you
stuffing
want your
this
own
time.
Double Decker shout out of the week, you go to BrambleJamPlus.com, sign up at the Deck the Hallmark Plus tier or higher. It's Holly Goodfellow.
Oh,
Holly
Goodfellow.
Goodfellow.
Goodness.
I mean, come on.
Holly Goodfellow, one of the good fellows. I
Yeah,
would say, out
absolutely.
there.
Panda, you did that deep dive on the Google Plus. What'd you find out about Holly?
Oh, well, let me tell you,
About Holly.
she is, I'm really impressed with what she does. She does handcrafted corn dogs, and it is just thrilling.
You
Let
say
me
that
ask you this. If it's a thing.
I got to be honest. How much crafting goes into a
What does that
corn dog?
mean? Aren't
Tons
all
of it.
All of it is just it's a battered weenie on a stick.
What are you talking about?
What a corn dog is. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about corn dog.
Okay.
She makes little dogs out of corn, Dan.
Haven't we already done this?
No.
I don't think so.
We did something else for corn. What was it?
Could have been anything.
She's making it out of corn. I don't know what it was.
I don't know, but I want to hear more about this. It doesn't matter what someone else
I
has
don't
done.
know.
She
Dan.
creates dogs out of corn cobs. I feel like we've done this
No.
before.
No.
Okay.
What if we have, Dan? What if there's multiple people out there launching their corn
You're
dog
telling me
business?
there's
Then I
not a
think
place
that there
for
would be-
McDonald's and Burger King in this
In
world?
the corn
Can you
dog
imagine
universe.
if McDonald's sat there and said,
Oh.
in the land of burgers, we can't reign supreme, and so we might as well walk away.
Is that
That's right.
what McDonald's is trying to do? Is reign supreme in the land of burgers?
Yes. Okay,
everyone
anyway.
is.
Who are we talking
All right.
about?
Holly Goodfellow.
Holly Goodfellow.
One of the
And
good
So
and
Holly creates
handcrafted corn dogs.
Yes, one by one. I bought everyone out there who's listening today. I bought one for them.
You bought
What?
Every single one of our listeners, I bought them a corn dog.
and it's in the mail.
Well, no, they have to send in a code.
It's to send in a
code?
code.
Yep.
What's the code?
My best recollection is it's corn, and that's it.
So 6 corns. Last one with a question mark.
Corn.
No, you did 7.
Oh,
Corn.
yeah.
Okay.
All caps.
I can't give you more details.
Where do they
Try
put
all the
this?
possibilities
Where do they
there,
put
guys.
this code?
Huh?
What do they do
Don't
with this
have to
code?
put it
Oh,
somewhere.
you could go ahead and just email it.
Two.
Me, Panda. Deck the
Panda@hallmark.com.
Panda at deckthehallmark.com. That email's still up and running.
It is still up and running.
You get that code, and then what are you gonna do with it?
Oh yeah, so I submit it to the corn factory where she works, and she makes them by hand.
Does she work at a corn factory?
Yeah,
I thought she had a business where she just did handcrafted corn dogs.
Well, she's been doing this on her time off.
All right, it's a side job. She's
It's a
trying to make
side
it
hustle.
a side hustle. She's trying to make a full job.
Yeah,
full-time
absolutely.
job.
We're
I
here
got it.
if we support small corn.
Is the name of the business important or no?
What is it called?
Cornulator.
Cornulator.
Cornulator is a
Interesting,
bad name,
okay.
Holly, but
Well.
everything else up to them was really, really good.
Fair enough. Well, congratulations, Holly. That business sounds like one. We'll be back next time with another one. Isn't that right, Panda? Yes?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's kick it back to the boys. Oh, thanks,
Oh,
fellas.
thank you so
Stuff.
much.
Great to
Yeah.
see that guy.
Yeah.
Man, as quickly as he's here, he's
He
gone.
pops in and out.
pops
Does
in
the
and out.
fall decor, the whole thing.
Oh my gosh,
Demands
it's
it.
amazing. We're gonna be back tomorrow with another one. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is the That Sounds Fun podcast. It's produced by Tracy Name. It's recorded live in, that Greenville, South Carolina. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com.